Hello, this is Abhijit Mukherjee. Today we are going to study class 6 science chapter 5, sorting of materials into groups. Now in this chapter you will learn about grouping on the basis of common properties like roughness, hardness, luster, transparency, state, solubility, flotation, attraction towards magnet, conduction of heat, and conduction of electricity. Now, placing or sorting similar things together is called grouping. Grouping makes it easier for us to find things when we need them. Means it helps us to actually find out the things which we want to find out from our memory of grouping them. Various types of things are given below. Let us sort them into meaningful groups. Number 1, as you can see, it is an ant, and number 2 is cows, isn't it? Number 3 is rose plant. Number 4 is cockroach. Number 5 is grapevine. Number 6 is deer. Now, looking at these diverse things, we have to use our common sense to group them into similar quantities, similar types of such things. Now, if you notice the number 1 ant and the number 4 cockroach, they are insects, so they can be called 1 and 4 are insects. Again, number 2 the cows and number 6 the deer are actually animals, so we can group them as animals. The next one, the rose plant, number 3 rose plant, and number 5 grapevine, they are plants. So this is how we group. These are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all different things. Now we are observing using our common sense and selecting from our common sense the same type of things under a group, and this is sorting them, making them together. So that is why the ant and the cockroach comes under the same group as insects. The cows and the deer comes as the group called animals, and the rose plant and the grapevine comes under the group called plants. Now, grouping on the basis of common properties. Objects are made of different materials. One material can be used to make different objects. This is possible because different types of materials have different properties. We have to choose materials with the right properties based on what we want to use it for. Let us think, for example, a chalk which is made of wood or a chalk made of plastic would be of no use, because we cannot use this wooden chalk or a plastic chalk to write on the blackboard, isn't it? So this property of a chalk should not be made of wood or should not be made of plastic. Materials therefore have different properties such as roughness, luster, hardness, transparency, solubility, flotation, attraction towards a magnet, conduction of heat, and conduction of electricity. We are going to now study these properties which I have just now told one by one. First we are going to read roughness. Now as you can see the picture, a stone is a rough to the feeling of the touch, whereas the petals of this rose flower are smooth to touch. So materials can be rough as well as smooth. Rough materials have bumps or ridges on their surfaces which we can feel by touching them. However, smooth materials do not have these bumps, they lack these bumps, rocks, sandpaper, bark of tree are examples of rough surfaces. A glass sheet, flower petals, surface of an apple are examples of smooth surfaces. Next property is luster. Luster is the sign of a material. All metals in its pure state are shiny and said to possess the shiny property called luster. This property of the metals, as you can see in this picture, the gold jewelry, this gold metal have luster, isn't it? This property of luster is used widely in making jewelry items and in making decorative articles. So, materials made of gold, silver, bronze have this property called luster. The third property is called hardness. Now, materials can be hard as well as soft. Hard materials are difficult to compress. They cannot be pressed actually. Soft materials, however, can be easily compressed. Let us see the examples of hard materials like rocks, wood, iron and diamond. Whereas examples of soft materials would be rubber, sponge, cotton and wool. Is that clear? The third property we are going to read about transparency. Now what is this transparency? Now different materials, they have this different amount of light ability passing through them depending on a property called transparency. Some substances can allow more light to pass easily through them. Some materials do not allow so much of light to pass through them, and some materials are there who cannot at all allow to pass the light through them. Based on this transparency, materials therefore can be of three different types. One is transparent, those materials which can almost allow all the light to pass through it. The second type of material is called translucent, where the materials partially block and partially allow the remaining part of the light to pass through it. The third quality of the metals are called opaque, O-P-A-Q-U-E. These type of metals do not allow any light to pass through it. So they are absolutely non-transparent. Let us now see materials that allow the light to pass through them, which are called transparent materials. What are the examples of them? As you can see the figure in 5.3, the glass window, the water could be transparent as well as glass, acrylic sheet could be transparent, the cellophane paper could be transparent. In fact, shopkeepers generally prefer to keep such items such as toffee, biscuits, sweets in transparent jars so that these can be seen easily by the customers and they can buy it. There are also windows which are made of glass so that light can pass through it into our low rooms and our rooms can become lighted. Now, materials that allow some light to pass through them are called translucent, as we have seen. What are the examples? Frosted glass, as you can see in the picture. Oiled paper, colored glass are the examples of translucent materials. Those materials which do not allow light to pass through them at all, means they do not allow any light to pass through them, are called opaque materials. Now, as you can see the example, the wooden cabinet which is made of wood will not allow the light to pass from one side to the other, isn't it? Metals, then leaf, stone, cardboard, all will be examples of opaque materials. So I hope you have understood the property of transparency of materials. Next we are going to study the property of state. Now what do you understand by the meaning of state? State means a situation. Now all substances, as we know, are made up of matter, and this matter is actually
made of small particles. These are invisible to our naked eyes. It is so small it cannot be even seen through a microscope. We need very high powered microscope, electron microscope. Now matter, any matter for example, can exist in three different states: solid, liquid and gas. Now what does it mean? That means the solid ice, as it is solid, if it is warmed, it will change into liquid water, and then if we heat it further, this water will become steam or water vapor. So the same substance is in one condition solid and is named as ice. In another condition it is called water, which is in liquid state, and in another state it is called steam, which is called the vapor or the gaseous state. So solid, liquid and gas are the three different states of the same materials. You must remember that ice is not different from water and water is not different from steam, because they are all the same substance. So this is up to this much we have studied today. We are going to study next day further.